Hello everybody, my name is Jen the Caffeinated Crafter and welcome to part one of my 2023 end of year WIP parade slash 2024 new start parade. If you are new to my channel, I would like to welcome you. I started the year with 139 projects. At the end of, during my 2022 end of year WIP parade, I had decided to set a goal for every single one of my projects to work on in 2023. The idea behind that was so that I would touch every single project and decide if I wanted to keep working on it, to make progress on them all, and kind of challenge myself to move along further in some of my stuff, because I was noticing in 2022 that I was either picking the same group of projects over and over, or I was getting decision fatigue where I couldn't figure out what I wanted to work on. And or I would see a project and be like, oh, I really want to work on that, and then I would completely forget about it. Gracie wants to say hi. Hi, Gracie. She hardly ever comes on here anymore. She's camera shy. She's a talker. Go on. Mr. Whiskers is sitting under my Christmas tree right now. He keeps trying to eat it. Neither one of them have climbed up it yet. They don't usually, but he's sitting under it. He's waiting for me to put lights on it because he likes sitting under it and looking up at the lights. It's really cute. Anyway, so I had set a goal for all 139 of my projects with the hope that I would complete all the goals. Now, some of them are ridiculous goals that I will not finish by the end of the year. I mean, I'm talking like tens of thousands of stitches on them. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. I also said that I wanted to finish a crap ton of projects. I did finish quite a few of them, so I'm going to show you the ones that I finished so far first. There is maybe one more that I might finish by the end of the year if I finish it by the end of my WIP parade, because this is going to be multiple parts, so it's not all getting filmed today. If I finish it before the end of my filming of my WIP parades, I will go ahead and show it at that point. Hopefully I do, but I don't know if that'll happen. I'm not even sure if I'm going to finish it by the end of the year. It's a small project, but you never know. So anyway, let me show you what I finished so far this year. Today is December the 10th. And I will go ahead and get started with that. And then I'll kind of go over what my plans are for 2024. All right, so the first thing I'm going to show you, this is not the order I finished them in. I don't remember what order I finished them in. I just kind of went through my completed goals list and pulled out, made sure I had all the finished ones. So they're kind of in alphabetical order. The first one I'm going to show you is Awesome Myth, and this is by Stitchrovia. I have not washed any of these projects. I have not ironed them, so there's going to be wrinkles. It's whatever. But this is Awesome Myth by Stitchrovia. This is available on Etsy. And because of the sheer amount of projects I'm going to be showing, I'm not going to be linking anything in the description box. If you have a particular pattern that you want and you can't find it the way that I'm telling you to find it, comment on it, and then I will go find a link for you and reply to your comment with that link. So again, for the millionth time, Awesome Myth by Stitchrovia. This is on Etsy, on her shop, and it says, "Be so awesome, people think you're a myth." This was my most recent finish. I just showed this on my floss tube from, well, I guess yesterday, but I'm not sure if it's going to be the last one or the one before by the time you see this. But yeah, I finished this and showed this on my December 9th floss tube. And I did this on an 18 count white opalescent Aida. It's kind of hard. Oh, there you go. You can see the sparkle now. I really love this piece. I'm not sure what I'm going to do to fully finish any of these. I usually give them to my mom to fully finish. She's a stitcher as well. She's also a quilter. And she usually will turn finish my stuff for me because she has better ideas than I do. Okay, the next piece I'm going to show you, this is from Just Cross Stitch magazine. It was their Stitch Along for the year 2020. This is the Butterfly and Bees Stitch Along. And every block, I just did this on a 28 count white Monaco over 2. Every block has a specialty stitch in it in some way, shape, or form. I really enjoyed working on this piece. It took me forever. I started this in 2020, but I went ahead and put the year I finished it right there, 2023. My mom started this piece after me, finished it, and then fully finished it when I was still like working up here. But I really enjoyed working on this piece. It's very pretty. Again, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it, but this was in the Just Cross Stitch magazine, the year 2020. And as a note to that, I have the, is it Readly or Redly? Readly. I have that app. I went ahead and paid the subscription fee for it because I can access any cross stitch magazine that is available. So I actually have all the back issues to this through, is it 2019 or 2015? I don't know. It's a few years. It might be 2015 that this goes back to, this magazine. Plus World of Cross Stitch. Don't lay on my stuff. Get off. World of Cross Stitching. Everything Cross Stitch. I don't know. There's a few of them. Cross Stitch Gold. I don't remember them all. But anyway, there's an app for cross stitch magazines called Readly or Redly. I don't remember. I don't know how to say it. That you can get access to the cross stitch magazines if you wanted to find old patterns from them. All right, next up, this is a Dimensions, is it a gold collection? Petite. This is called Christmas on the Beach. And here's my finish. And this one, I think I started this in 2019 when I bought it, and then I finished it this year. When I started the year, all I had left was the back stitching. I had 3 projects that all I had left was back stitching, and I hate back stitching Dimensions kits. And so of course, what did I do with all 3 of those projects? I waited until the very end to do the back stitching, and they sat there forever. So I finally got this one done. And it's really nice. I like it a lot. I'm probably gonna get like a little picture frame or something to put it in. So yeah. The next one is another Dimensions Petite. This one's not a gold collection, it's just a Petite. And this one is Christmas Penguin. Both of those both this kit and the one I just showed you, they are still available like in the store or online. The penguin is supposed to have like French knots scattered all across the sky. I didn't want to do the French knots, so I said that it was not actively snowing where my penguin lives. He's just delivering the mail. The next one I'm going to show you is from Puntini Puntini. She has an Etsy shop. She is also on Instagram. And I got, where did I get this piece from, this pattern? I think I might have gotten this pattern like during like market or something a couple years ago, but it's called I Will Not Buy Craft Supplies and Other Lies I Tell Myself. That is what it, well, that's the piece. So it says, I will not buy craft supplies this month and other lies I tell myself. I have another pattern that is kind of this theme from her that I'll be starting next year that I'll show you when I get to it. I just did this on a, I think this is an 18 count. I want to say it's like maybe like milk chocolate or something. Just a brown Aida want to say I did this with milk chocolate, but this was a super easy stitch and I quite enjoyed it. It did not take me very long at all to finish it off. And I just noticed that the color changed just now. I don't know why I did that. The next one I'm going to show you, this one is from Stitchrovia. I really like her patterns. You'll notice a theme. And this one is on her Etsy shop. And I finished this like early on in the year, so early that I didn't even realize until I looked at my list that I finished it this year. I thought I finished it last year. But it says, creative minds are rarely tidy. That is so true. But I did this on a 28 count white Monaco. And then on the other side, because it was like a big piece, so I just like went to the other side of the fabric and I did this one, also from Stitchrovia. And this one is called Hope. This was part of a trio of patterns called Joy, Hope, and Love. So I'll go ahead and show the other two pieces because I finished both of those as well. But this one is Hope. And let me go ahead and just jump to those two so that you can see all of them. This one was Joy. I did this one on a 14 count black Aida. And this confetti was no joke. I was dying with it. Like, I love confetti. I love, I mean, if you've seen any of my stuff, if you haven't seen, I love full coverage and I love the pieces with confetti, but this was like killing me. This was probably the most difficult Stitchrovia pattern I've ever done. But that's Joy. And then this was the third one. This was actually the first one of hers that I finished of that trio. And this one is Love. And I just did this one on an 18 count like baby pink. It's not showing up pink really on the camera, but it's like a pink color. This one was super tiny and it was cute. The next one, so again, that's Joy, Hope, and Love from Stitchrovia, and that is available on Etsy. This next one is, oh, you know what? Do I have? I do. This one is from Dirty Annie's. I have the pattern right here, called Fat Pants. And it does call for Weeks Dye Works, Classic Color Works, and Gentle Arts, but you could always just convert it to whatever you wanted. I believe I went ahead and just did it with the called for colors, and I did this on a either 16 or 18 count milk chocolate Aida. I started this Thanksgiving Day of 2022, and it's very wrinkled. My apologies. Started this Thanksgiving Day 2022, and I finished it this year. It says, Happy Thanksgiving, get your fat pants ready. Super cute, really easy to stitch. More stitching than I was expecting it to be for some reason, but it was still really easy and I quite enjoyed it. This next one is from Maya Stitch, and this is available on her Maya Stitch. Yeah, Maya Stitch. M-I-Y-A Stitch. She is I want to say she's a Ukrainian designer on Etsy. And this is, I think it's called Flower Gnome. That's what I've been calling it. I'm not sure if that's still the name of it. Isn't it cute? It's so precious. I did this on a 14 count, like pink opalescent Charles Craft Aida that I picked up at Joann's. I'm trying to think of when I finished it. I know I was working on it in January, and then I think I might have finished it in February or March. I have it on the computer. I just don't want to look. But yeah, isn't that super cute? The next one I'm going to show you is a Dimensions kit. Glory of Autumn. This was like the bane of my existence. I had the cross stitching completed since 2017. And all I had left to do is backstitch. And I kept putting it off. And then I ended up going to Stitching in the Springs retreat this fall in November. And I was like, okay, I'm going to bring this with me and I will finish it at the retreat. And so I pulled it out on Friday when we all went into the room, and I was like, I will not work on anything else until this stupid piece is done. I mean, it's not stupid. I just hated the backstitching, so it was stupid. yeah, I finished it at the retreat. I got to ring the bell. I was super stoked. But yeah, this kit is still available. And again, this is called Glory of Autumn by Dimensions. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I have no clue. This next piece was another bane of my existence, and this was a very old Dimensions kit called Wild Call in Winter. And this was my third piece that all I had left was the back stitching, and I got it done. It's very dirty. It's very old. You can see I have the transport tape that we use to secure IVs down in the hospital. That's what I was using to secure my edges back then. But yep, I got that one done too. This one definitely has to be washed. The fabric is so filthy and gross. But I have not done any of that yet. The last finish I'm going to show you is from Stitchrobia. And this is called I Love You. It's called More Than Yesterday. And this one is available on her Etsy shop. And I did this on I think this is a 16 count white opalescent Aida. And let me just do this. And it says, I love you more than yesterday. Yesterday, you really got on my nerves. And I got this because of my kids. I have 2 boys. They are now 10 and 13, almost 11. He turns 11 like next week. But I got this for my boys because this is me on a regular basis. And if you've never thought that about your kids, then you are a liar. Because everybody thinks that about their kids. And it's okay. Everyone thinks that about their spouses. And it's okay. All right. So those are my current finishes. I may or may not have one more. But again, it's not done yet. So I'm going to be showing... All right, so my plans for 2024. What I decided to do was... I decided to set, I crushed these goals for the most part this year. There's still a few pieces that I have to work on. I'm down, like I said, I started with 139 whips. I didn't do any new starts this year because I was so focused on getting these goals done. And I'm going to pay the price in 2024 because I got a shit ton of new starts. But, I am down to 18 whips that have not had the goals completed on them. That's it, out of 139. So I'll be focusing on those 18 whips for the rest of the year to see what all I can get done. I really enjoy what I did. I really liked having these goals for each project, and I want to continue that. However, what I did was once I completed the goal, I set the project aside so I could focus on other pieces and get those goals done. My issue with that was that some of these goals that I completed back in like January and February, I haven't gotten to touch those pieces since then. And some of them I really, really enjoy. So it makes me sad. So what I'm going to do for next year is... This is not going to be what can I get, like, let me see if I can get these done by the end of the year. That is not what this is going to be. This is going to be, I set a large goal, like for full coverage, I would have said like 10,000 stitches, right? But instead of just saying 10,000, I broke it down into milestones. So like I would set like 10 milestones for a project, for a full coverage, for example, and I would do like each milestone would be 1,000 with an end goal of being 10,000 stitches for the year or whatever, however long I do this for. This will make more sense once I actually start marking off my boards. My boards are coming back. And yes, boards with an S. There's going to be more than one. But once I start marking off the boards and doing a like follow-up floss tube where I say what milestones I've achieved, this will make way more sense. So if it's confusing to you right now, just know in my head, it makes sense. And since it's my head and my projects, I mean, it's really all that matters, right? I got my Blue's Clues markers in multiple colors. So exciting. And so I have the milestones for each project. There's different amounts of milestones for all the projects. There's no set, like each project has 10. Now, and I have each project categorized. I have, gotta find it. I have full coverage, holiday, seasonal / series. I'm trying not to like get all up in the camera, but I have to so I can use my mouse. Okay, let me start over. Full coverage, holiday, seasonal / series, fancy like, because it's not just fancy ladies, Etsy, Christmas, large kits, small kits, gnomes. Yes, gnomes have their own category. Not as many as I thought I was gonna have, but they still have their own category. Sampler-esque, Sal's, and then other that didn't really fit into any category. Some of my projects will be in multiple categories. And so I will kind of go over how that's going to work once I hit one that is in multiple categories. My mom sent me this month in stitches. Isn't it cute? I don't know where she got it. Creatively Crafting. Oh, it's on www.creativelystitching.com. And it's basically a tracker for your stitches. So you just put in the date in the little corner, how many stitches you did. This box here is your weekly total, and you just add all those up for your monthly total. So I'm gonna try this out. I'm terrible with planners, like you guys have seen how I work and everything with my stitching. You'd think I'd be like somebody with these really cool planners and it. Nope. I have a new planner for 2024. Am I gonna use it? Probably not. I buy one every year saying, this is the year. This is the year I'm gonna use it. No, I never do. I don't know why I buy, but then I feel like I'm missing out if I don't buy one. So I don't know. But yeah, so I'm gonna use this to track my stitches every day. And let me put that down there. We are going to see how this coming year goes regarding my new starts and my whips and everything, and how this whole thing works. I don't have my board set up yet because I want to kind of finalize all of my plans before I start writing everything out, because I'm going to have it alphabetical on the boards. Like my whips are alphabetical. I want to have my boards alphabetical. That way I know where to find stuff. So I don't have my boards done yet, but my plan is to have the name of the piece, and then if it has like 5 milestones, I'll have like 5 blocks underneath it, and when I hit that milestone, I'll go ahead and like exit out. Okay, are you guys ready to see some projects? After like 20 minutes of me yammering on, are you ready to start seeing some projects? Again, this is part 1. If you watched me earlier in the year, my giant containers are back. I have 4 of them. 4 of these giant containers and 2 of the fabric cubes that you can like put in the little, I don't know why I'm doing that. You know what I'm talking about? Little fabric bins, the little cube ones that go in the, Jesus Christ. Cube storage. Oh my God. I have 2 of those. Plus the 4 things. I have one here. I have one down here because I don't know how long the whip parade, like this part is going to be just doing this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to divide it up into 5 parts or just 4 parts. I'm not really sure. I know it's gonna be more than 3 parts. And I'm going to see if I can add beginning of the year photos to the ones that are like already started. Like when I show you an actual whip, fingers crossed, I was successful with my floss tube yesterday. It says, fingers crossed, I can get these before photos added so you can see the progress I made on them. Because some of them, it's like intense. Okay. So let's go. The first piece I'm going to show you is from Stitchrovia. And this is called A Little Magic. That's what it's going to look like. Now, what I did was I bought the one for the light fabric, and then I did it on a dark fabric. I don't know what I was thinking, but I think I'm going to be able to tweak it and do the correct colors, and we'll see if I can make it work. But oh God, I don't even know what kind of fabric I'm doing this on. I don't know. It's some kind of opalescent 16 count Aida. And I don't know where it's from. But that's my starting point on it. And I only have, so what I have is in every bag, I have an index card that has their goals, their milestones, and then their end goal. This one I have just a small amount. So I think what I did was when I was doing these cards for the pieces, there was some where I was like super gung-ho because it was in the very beginning. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get all this stuff done. And then when I got to something like this, I'm like, let me be a little bit more realistic, and I'm just gonna put a few down. And I think that's what happened with this one because there's only 4 milestones. So it is in 2 categories. It's in the holiday category and it's in the Etsy category. So let me kind of explain what is going to happen. When I'm keeping, I may change the actual basket, but I'm keeping the basket where I do this. I'm gonna make it a bigger font so it's not so tiny. But I'm gonna have my basket, I'm gonna have all of my whips in there. And it's not gonna be divided into categories in the basket. I'm just gonna pull them out, and then say I pull out Awesome Myth, right? For the first time this year. My first milestone is going to be 500 stitches. That's my first milestone. And when I get that completed, hang on, let me move this over. There we go. When I get that completed, so I have everything divided up, what I have kitted up so far. I have it divided into categories. And so this is under both Holiday and Etsy. And when I'm looking at my spreadsheet, let me show you real quick. We're not going to go into detail on it. I just want to show you what I'm talking about. All of the black whips are only in one category. All of the red whips are in multiple categories. And then, hang on. I have all of my whips listed, whips and new starts listed. The blue is to indicate that I have some way of accessing a cover photo for my whip parade. But I have them whip, designer, what categories they're in, if they're a new start, and then how many milestones. That way when I make my boards, I know how many blocks to put on them. That's why I did that, the milestone part. So a little magic is there we go. A little magic is in 2 categories. So milestone 1 is 500 stitches. When I get that 500 stitches, I will look at both of the categories that it's in, and like Holiday right now has 22 pieces in that category. The Etsy category currently has 33. So what I'll do is I will cross this off, because the idea is that I will set it aside until half of the whips for that category have had a milestone met. Once it happens, then they all go back into the basket again. So I will cross this off the Etsy category because it has more in it. If I pull this again later, I will keep working towards milestone 2 for the holiday category. Again, this is going to make more sense once you actually see it in motion. But yeah, so I have 4 milestones set for that. I'm not going to go over every single milestone. I'm just going to basically kind of tell you what the end goal is and the first milestone. So milestone 1 is 500 with an end goal of 2,000 stitches. You know what I should probably do is it looks like it's going to rain. I'm supposed to go to a Christmas party tonight. I was gonna like try to look nice, but I might wear jeans. It's my surgeon is doing a Christmas party for everybody. He does it every year. Super nice. It's like our outpatient clinic, our inpatient wound care team, the OR staff, and the residents. I don't know if he's inviting the floor that his patients go to, our providers. Like, it's a lot of people, and he pays for everything. I'm like, dude, if you have stuff you want to buy, I can give you a Christmas list. if you just gonna, like, you know, ship money, I got a Christmas list that you could definitely check off for me, right? Okay, so anyway, next up is A Wonderful Time of the Year by Ursula Michael. I love this. It's so pretty. And I'm trying to show them in alphabetical order, but the ones that I do have some that are in my to be worked on pile, plus I have a couple things that I still am getting together. So those will probably be tacked on to the last thing. I'm skipping a whole lot of latte, I just realized, and that's why, because it's in my to be worked on bag. All right, so A Wonderful Time of the Year. Oh, let me show you where I'm at with it. So this is on a 28 count white opalescent even weave. That's where I'm at with it so far. And this is under the category Christmas. That's the only category it's in. So once I hit the first milestone, it will go away until half of the pieces have their first milestone done. And there are 56 whips or pieces in the Christmas category. So my first milestone for this is going to be 500 stitches with an end goal of 5,000. There's 10 milestones. I'm going to try to not spend forever and ever on each piece, but you know, I like to talk. So that's what I'm thinking. Each one of these bins might be their very own part of a whip parade. Okay, next up. Oh no. Talk amongst yourselves. I just realized I need something. Ah. Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. Okay, sorry. I completely forgot. There's some books in here that I need. Okay. And it's not even for this piece. I saw blue fabric and I was thinking that's what it was for. Okay. So this next one is from Brooks Books. This is her Advent Animals calendar. It's, I don't remember. I got it for free on brooksbooks.com, right? Yeah. And it's Brooke with an E. But I don't know if it's still available. I think someone mentioned that it wasn't available anymore, but it was free. But if you go to brooksbooks.com, it might still be there. Anyway, I'm going to be doing them all. My throat's dry. I'm going to be doing them all on one piece of 28 count even weave in the color Cornflower from Fiber on a Whim. All in one piece. And I'm just going to kind of run through these briefly because I've seen a few people show them. I know Stitching Moon and Stitching Mommy are both doing it. Here we go. So Katie Kitty. Oh my God. Peter Polar Bear. Trying to keep them in order so I don't lose them. Mary Mouse. Aren't they cute? Duncan Dog. Sorry, y'all. Oh my God, I ran to the bedroom to get the bag and I rushed back and now I'm like, hurry! Patty Hedgehog. She's super cute. I can't wait to get to her. Cashmere Camel. Look at her eyebrows. So cute. This will be a new start, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. Pierre Penguin. Pearly Pig. Kenny Kangaroo. Sheila Sheep. Fitzwilliam Frog. He's fancy. I know, it's kind of crooked because of the way I'm holding it. Oh well. Sophie Squirrel. Colin Cardinal. I'm going to be using DMC on these, by the way. It was calling for silks. I'm not doing silks for this. Cassie Cow. It's very gloomy. Rascal Raccoon. Look at him. Trash Panda. Cute. There's 25 of them, y'all, because it's an advent calendar. Gigi Giraffe. So what I do when I show this, I love her. When I show this, I will probably only show the one that I'm actively working on. And then if I think I'm going to get into another one, I will show the next one. Hamilton Horse. I'm just showing you these all right now. All right, we're at 18 so far. Remy Rabbit. My cousin's name is Remy. Well, my second cousin, really. It's my cousin's son. And I also had a dog named Remy. He is currently at my ex-husband's house. Larry Lion. He got the dog. I got Mr. Whiskers. I say I got the better end of the deal. Odette Owl. Remy is a barker. He's a Bajan Poodle mix. He's really cute. He's very old. But he is a barker, and I'm not a fan of that. Ethan Elephant. His breath always smells like fish. It's so gross. It's always smelled like fish and like. Bleh. Every time he goes to lick me, I'm like, no, 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 don't lick me. Ping Panda. Alistair Alligator. Look at him. He's cute. Deborah Donkey. And the last one, Rudolph Reindeer. So when I start this piece, I will likely start it in the middle because I'm doing it all on one piece. So I'll have to It'll be 5 by 5, so I'll have to kind of map out, like lay them all out and see which one I'm starting with when I pull it. But this one is, hang on, let me go back to my list here. Advent Animals. This one is in the category of Christmas, and I have 8 milestones for it with a goal, with end goal of 8,000 stitches. Hold on, wait. 8 milestones. First milestone is 1,000 stitches with an end goal of 8,000 stitches. And this will be a new start. You know what I probably should have done? Do I have a pen over here somewhere? I do. Oh, you know what? Let me, hang on one second. Okay. Pay no attention to my fat. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to, I don't want to like count. So as we go through this, I'm going to kind of mark new starts and finishes. And then at the end of each part, I will kind of recap what I said was a new start and what I said would be a finish. And then at the very end, we'll see how many finishes I say I'm going to have and then how many new starts I end up with. Okay. Next up is from Erica Michaels, and this is All Hallows Eve. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is in the category of holiday. So holiday encompasses Halloween, Easter, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July, anything like that. And, ooh, I gotta sneeze. I'm doing this on I think this is a 32 count vintage Stormy Night over 2 over 2. This is my starting point. I had a pickle with this one because I had accidentally started, when I pulled it out, I was accidentally working on, because this right here is also on the drum right here, and I confused myself because the pages aren't numbered. Well, wait, are they? Anyway, they're kind of numbered, but they're not, like, they're kind of confusing. So I accidentally started working on the drum when I meant to work on this. So I had to frog this part right here out in order to complete my goal. So I did. But anyway, this is my starting point. And my first milestone for this is going to be to finish Frankenstein's Monster and the Bride. So I finished Bride and Frank. And then the word Frankenstein. So this is going to be a long one. So finish the Bride and Frankenstein Monster. The word Frankenstein. And, the date, which is this part right here. That'll be my first milestone. So finish them, put the date, and do Frankenstein. End goal is I have 6 milestones total with a goal to finish. Like I said, I'm not sure how many of this, like how much of this stuff I'm going to get done because of all the stuff I'm going to have going on. But this is not something that I'm like, oh, I need to have this done by the end of the year. This is just something to work towards. And the idea of having these huge ass goals with all these milestones for these projects is so that I can get to work on stuff throughout the year. Okay. Whoopsies. Put that back. The next piece is a new start. And this is called All in the Family, and it's a dimensions kit. It's kind of like a pick your own one. You pick your people and you make a little family. So I'm gonna make one for me and the boys. I'll have myself, my 2 kids, and Mr. Whiskers and Gracie Lou with our name on there. And my goal will be to finish. So the idea for this one is that will be a start and a finish next year. And my first goal will be to complete my little character and Peyton, my older son. And I'm just using whatever came in the kit. And it even comes with a hoop. So I'll probably put the fabric in the hoop so that everything like all fits in there. Because I'll be pissed if it doesn't fit in the hoop that it came with. Ho hum, here we go. I am so excited to start this stuff for next year. Like, I have been itching for this year to end so that I can start pulling new projects. Okay, next up is another new start. Oh, and that piece is in the small kits category. The next one I'm going to show you is called All You Need. And again, this is another, what am I doing? Wrong one. This is another new start. This is a small kit from Jan Lynn. And this is in the small kits category. And I was going to show you my progress, but it's a new start. What am I doing? Wow, I'm kind of like, I'm lost. I'm not used to showing new starts. So this is, it says, all you need is love. Love is all you need. It's just, it's on black fabric. Hang on, before I start flinging my needle everywhere. One color. First milestone. So some of these, my end goal is going to be to finish. So another start and finish for the year. So what I did with this one was I kind of looked at the pattern. I looked at the overall like piece, and I was kind of estimating that hopefully within these 4 milestones, I'll finish it. But my end goal is to finish the piece. So if I get to milestone 4 and I get that completed, and it's not done, I will just add another milestone to get it finished off. But 4 milestones, first milestone of 500 stitches with an end goal to finish it. Okay, next up is a new start. This one is, oh, let me get my pattern keeper. This is a full coverage piece from the Cross Stitch Studio. Hang on, I was playing a game on my tablet yesterday. Now I gotta wait for my tablet to figure out its life. Hang on, come on. There we go. All right, I should have printed cover photos for all of these, but I didn't. What's happening? Here we go. All right. One moment, I just have to find it. Here we go. View PDF. So this is called Amazonia. It's 400 by 490 with 107 colors. Artwork is by Romance Art. And this is the piece. Look at the colors on that. I'm so excited to start it. So like I said, this will be a new start. I'll be doing this on a 25 count, easy count Lugana. I will likely do 1/1 full cross because that seems to be my jam lately. 6 milestones, end goal of 6,000 stitches. Milestone number 1 will be 1,000 stitches, and it is in the full coverage category. So 1 category for that one. Okay. One second. I'm trying to pull them out like in chunks. I can't figure out what I'm doing here. Here we go. All right, now let me do this. Stick that up so I know where the next batch goes. Okay, this is what I needed the bag of books for. Okay, next up is, oh, shoot. Hang on. Did I mark it as a new start? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Next one is another new start. This is Amid Amish Life. This is apparently a very sought after piece. Did I seriously not write down what page it's on? It's all right, I can flip through real quick. So this is a very sought after piece apparently. And I have the book that it comes in. This was in old, I don't remember what year, but this was in old magazines of cross stitch and country crafts. I want to say like 88, 89. It was a series of 3 patterns in those magazines. Where the F is the piece? Here it is. Now let me find the cover photo. Here it is. Oh my God. There we go. So I'm going to be doing all 3 pieces as one. I'll be starting over here because I like doing left corner starts. So I'll be starting over here in the top left corner. And I'm going to be doing, ow, I just pinched my finger. I'm going to be doing this on a 28 count Jobelin from Witchelt in the color Bluebell over 2. A really old like piece of fabric I picked up at the store like a long time ago. Looks like a sky, which would be great for the sky, which is not stitched. There's a few pieces in that book I'm going to be starting. So I'm excited. All right, so Amid Amish Life is set for a new start. And I have 8 goals set for it, or 8 milestones, I'm sorry, set for it, with an end goal of 8,000 stitches. My first goal is going to be 1,000. And it is in the category of other, because I didn't really have a category for it. Next up is from Cross Stitch for the, all right, so this is a Stitch Rovio / Emma Congdon pattern book. And this is out of her Cross Stitch for the Earth. I'm not really sure what it's called. She doesn't really have names for these in these books. So I'm calling it Ancestors. And it says, we don't inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. And it's a quote from, oh, it's a Native American proverb. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. Isn't that pretty? And it's in this book right here, Cross Stitch for the Earth. And it is available on Amazon. I got all 3 of the books, the Earth, Cross Stitch for the Earth, Cross Stitch for the Heart, and Cross Stitch for the Soul. I got all 3 of them on Amazon on sale. So if you can't afford the books right away, just kind of hang on to them, like save them, and when they go on sale, then you can get them. So I slated this to be a finish. It's a new start. I slated it to be a finish. And let me go back to the pattern because I got to show you where. Okay. My first milestone will be to do the phrase from our ancestors, the rocks, like the rocks on either side, and the bears over here. So that'll be my first milestone. So yeah, that is slated to be a start and a finish next year. That is in the category of other, because I didn't pick it up on, I have some of her pieces that are in the Etsy category, but I didn't pick it up on Etsy. I mean, with as many pieces as I have from her, I could probably give her her own category. But then again, if I did that, I would have to do that for a lot of other pieces that I have, like, the same from one designer, you know what I mean? Next up is one of my whips. And this is Apple Pie Harvest. This is from Charting Creations. Artwork is by Janet Kresskamp. It is 475 by 356. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is in the full coverage category. Oh, did I tell you how many milestones I had for the Ancestors piece? I had 7 milestones set for it. So that, back to Apple Pie Harvest. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. What just happened? Sweet Jesus. There we go. Okay. I'm doing this on a 32 count, easy count Lugana, 1/1, full cross. Page 1 is completed. That was my goal for the year, was to complete page 1. So page 1 is done. And I have a end goal for this to get to 15%. It is currently at 5.3%. So if I did the math correctly, which we all know that we should be questioning my math skills, but if I did the math correctly, then I divided it up among 7 milestones, with my first milestone being 2,000 stitches. We'll see if I math right. That is in the full coverage category. Next up is another whip and another full coverage. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is Artist Kitchen. Stop. Go where I want you to go. I don't know how to say the artist's name, so I'm just going to say his name is Jacek Jurka. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. I really like this piece a lot. This is also in the full coverage category, just the one. I'm doing this on a 20 count Aida. I started in the middle, which I don't like to do on full coverages, but I started in the middle because this is not gridded, and I did not want to grid it, and it was cut crooked. So I was worried about, like, thinking I was like down far enough, and then it was cut crooked on the edge, so then I would end up with like this much margin on the other end. So I just started in the middle, so I knew it would be right. This is my starting point. I have park threads everywhere. It is currently liking it so far. It is currently, it is at 1%. I want to get it to 10%. So if I mathed correctly, I don't know why I did it like this. I divided it up into 8 milestones to get to the 10%. Milestone number 1 will be 3,000 stitches. So if I don't hit the milestone before I film again, it goes back in the basket to be drawn until the milestone is met. And next year, I am not going to do what I did a few times this year, where I only had like 100 stitches left to finish it off. If I do something like that, like if I end for the night and I'm at like 2,800, I will go ahead and get the 200 in either the next day or like before I film again. I'm not doing that to myself. Okay. Next up is a Dimensions kit. This is Aurora Cabin. It's a Dimensions Gold collection. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is in 2 categories. This is in large kits and it's in Christmas. And this is my starting point. I have threads hanging. That is my starting point. I have this divided into 12 goals with, or God bless, I keep saying that, 12 milestones with an end goal of 6,000 stitches. Milestone number 1 will be 500 stitches. Side note, I don't know if you noticed, but I did not state how many pieces I have for the year because that number is going to change. I will say it's over 300. Between new starts and whips, it will be over 300. But the number is going to change because, like I said, I have pieces that I'm still like putting together, and I have a couple things that I had bought on 1 2 3 Stitch that I'm waiting to come in. So the number will change, so I don't want to say what the final number is just yet. All right, this next piece is a new start. And this is from the Cricut collection. This is Autumn. And I am going to be doing this on a 28 count Lugana in the color Gingerbread. I do not know who dyed this because it does not say on the sticker. It just says the color and the count and the size. I really like it though. I might have to get this again for other pieces. It looks really, really good. So I'll be doing that on the color, on this piece in the color Gingerbread. I have just three milestones set for it. I divided it up into letters. So my first milestone will be to do the T and the U. Those 2 letters right there. Because somewhere in here is the middle of the pattern. So I decided to do the T and the U as the first milestone. My goal is to finish it. Yes, I'm marking them off as I'm saying finish or new start. Okay. Next up is another new start. This is a kit from Designworks, and it's Autumn Angel. This is from Jim Shore. Autumn Angel. This is the only one I have, but I know that they have them in all the seasons. So we'll see how I like this one, and if I really enjoy it, I may go ahead and start hunting down the other ones. And I have an end goal of 4,000 stitches on this. Like I said, it's a new start. I'm using whatever came in the kit, so it's just white Aida. First milestone is going to be 500 stitches, and it is, oh, the autumn piece, God. The autumn piece from Cricut Collection is in the seasonal/series category. Autumn Angel is in the seasonal/series category because it's an Autumn Angel, like it's an autumn piece. Plus there's others, I just don't have them yet. And it's in the large kits category. So it's got 2 categories that it's in. Next up is a whip. And this is from Shannon Christine Designs, and it's called Autumn Favorites. And I'm doing this on like a 14 count chalkboard Aida. That is my starting point. I am slating that to be a finish next year. And milestone, I have it divided into 4 milestones. Milestone number 1 will be trucks, leaves, and flower. So the truck, the leaves that are all around it, and the flower that's right there. That will be milestone number 1. Next up is a whip, and this is from Maya Stitch on Etsy. This is Autumn, I don't know why I'm showing you that, Autumn Gnomes. That is what it's gonna look like when it's done. And this is in 3 categories. It is in seasonal series because it's autumn, Etsy, because that's where I got it, and gnomes, because that's what they are. I'm just doing this on an 18 count fiddler's cloth. That is my starting point. And milestone, I have it divided into 5 milestones with a goal to finish. Milestone number 1 will be to just simply finish the back stitch on this little guy right here, little girl, whatever she is. That will be milestone number 1. Just finish the back stitching, however many it is. All right, next up is another whip. This is Autumn in the Village from Stony Creek Collection. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And the quote underneath it says, "Autumn is a second spring where every leaf's a flower." I really love that. And this is my starting point. I'm doing this on a 28 count fabric in the color, I think this is Chai Tea. That's my starting point. And I have this divided into 8 milestones. It is in 1 category, seasonal / series. 8 milestones with a goal to finish. What? What was I thinking? Oh well. This was during my gung-ho, I can do everything milestone setting phase. Milestone number 1 will be, so this will stay in the basket until milestone number 1 is done, will be to backstitch the bakery, which is this building right here. So backstitch the bakery. I won't backstitch the bottom because that border goes down there, so I'll just save that for the end. The bottom border. Let me see. Backstitch the bakery, cross stitch and backstitch the left building and the tree. Oh. Finish cross stitching this building here and finish off this tree. So backstitch this, finish the cross stitching and then backstitch this and then finish off this tree. I have a sneaking suspicion that I will be working on milestone 1 for a long time. I will be lucky to get through milestone 2 on that piece. Anyway. Okay, next up is a new start. And this is Autumn Rules from Primrose Cottage Stitches. And it says, Autumn rules: go apple picking, give thanks, visit the pumpkin patch, rake leaves, go on a hayride, make pumpkin pie. And I will be doing this on a Vintage Country Mocha. I think that color is going to look really good with that. And I have this divided into 4 milestones with a goal to finish it. And the first milestone will be to do the phrase, the pumpkin patch. Okay, so my first milestone will be to do this section right here. Give thanks and visit the pumpkin patch, like that section right there. That's milestone number 1. And this is in the seasonal / series category. Next up is another autumn piece. This is, oh my God, I'm struggling. From Cooler Design Studio, and this is Autumn Sampler. Artwork is by Sandy Orton. That's what it will look like when it's done. And this is my starting point. I'm doing this on a 28 count Tea-Dye Monaco 2/2. And I have this divided into 8 milestones. This is in the category, 2 categories, seasonal series and then sampler-esque, because it's literally called Autumn Sampler. So I have this divided into 8 categories with an end goal to complete the left side of the piece. What is wrong with me? Okay, milestone number 1 will be to do this leaf right here and finish this acorn border right there. So I have part of it done up here. So finish the acorn border, do this leaf, and then finish off that acorn border down there. That would be milestone number 1. What am I thinking? All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just do 1 bin per part of the whip tray because I am talking a lot. Oh my God. Okay. All right, next up. I have a lot of autumn pieces, y'all. Next up is a new start. This one is called Autumn Spice. And this is from It's So Emma. And it's a cute little piece. It's not very big. And it actually came as a kit. So I'm doing it on the fabric that it came with. Looks like a 14 count. And it actually came with the thread too, which is nice. So new start, and I have this divided into 3 milestones. It is in 1 category of seasonal / series. I have it divided into 3 milestones with a goal to finish it. And the first milestone is going to be the leaves of the acorn right here. All the leaves in this. Y'all tracking how many finishes I have so far? I am. All right, next up is a whip. And this is a kit from Designworks called Baby ABC. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. Artwork is by Krista Hamrick. This is in 1 category called Large Kits. And I'm just doing it on whatever that came in the kit, which is a 14 count white Aida. That is my starting point. That is the middle of the pattern. I have this divided into 6 milestones with a goal of 10 blocks, like 10 letter blocks completed. And my first milestone will be to complete this block. Now, I'm not going to be putting the name and the date or the details, like, because I don't have a baby that I'm making this for. But I'll do the little heart here, finish the carriage, and then do the border. I'll do the border there. If anyone actually has a baby that I like and that will appreciate this, I will put their baby's details in it and give it to them. But for right now, nobody. I don't think a non-stitcher really appreciates the work that it takes to get this done. So yeah, milestone 1 will be to finish that baby carriage block with a goal to complete 10 blocks total. Why can't this go in here? Get back in there. Get in there. There we go. Okay. Next up. This is a new start. And it's called Bake the World a Better Place from Franny Ritter Designs. And it's a row of cupcakes and it says Bake the World a Better Place. It's a cute little piece. I got it, I think during like market maybe, I'm not sure. I will be doing this on a 28 count coffee Jobelin by Witchelt. It's folded up right now. I mathed it out multiple times and it will fit. I will have a tight margin on one side, but it will fit. I have this slated to be a finish. Whoopsies. And this is in the category of other. I have this divided into 5 milestones, with the first milestone to be cupcakes numbers 2, 3, and 4. So, because I'm gonna start in the middle because of I think it's the top and the bottom I'm gonna have a tight margin. So I'm gonna start in the middle. So cupcakes, the 3 in the middle right here. Get the cupcakes done. I may or may not carry these plans into 2025, like I was saying at the beginning of the video. If I really like how I'm doing this, I may revamp a couple things, but for the most part, if I really like this, I may just kind of keep this going and then add milestones as I need to, depending on how much I actually get accomplished. Next up is a whip. This is Baubles on the Beach, and this is by Cross Stitch for Everyone. I just have to find it. Start back over. I hate the fact that this does not sort your stuff for you alphabetically. There it is. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is in 2 categories. This is in full coverage and this is in Christmas. So Cross Stitch for Everyone. This is on Etsy. And I'm doing this on a 28 count white Monaco, 1/1 full cross. That is my starting point. And I am starting the year, I want to say it's at 1% right now. Let me pull up Pattern Keeper real quick. 1.04%. My end goal is to get this to 20%. I have it divided into 8 milestones. The first milestone will be 2,000 stitches. I tried to purposely do higher ones for the full coverages with the idea that I could get more work in on them. Okay, next up is a new start. And this is a Disney Princess cross stitch kit called Be Brave. And I'm just going to use whatever came in the kit. And I have this set to be a finish. Hang on, let me see here. Scroll down. Okay. Be brave. This is in the large kit category. Because I only have large kit and small kit, and this is definitely not small. The first milestone, I have this divided into 7 milestones with a goal to finish. The first milestone will be to cross stitch Belle's dress. Not her, just her dress. A lot of these things that I'm saying, oh, I want to finish, I want to get to this. Like, it's very doable to do in a year, but not when you have as many projects as I'm going to have. That's what I'm saying. This stuff's going to carry over into 2025. I'm not expecting to get all of these milestones and goals completed next year. This is just so that if I pick this in January and I get the milestone done, I still have the opportunity to work on it later in the year. If it, you know what I mean? Like that's the whole point of doing it this way. So we'll have to see how I do this year, this coming year, with the way I have it set up, and I may have to make some adjustments. Like if I need to maybe make the milestones smaller and just increase the amount of them, so I can still work on the same amount of stitches, but I'm not like holding up progress for other stuff. Anyway, this next piece is actually going to be a restart. And this is Be Still from the Cross Stitch Studio. This was my first purchase from them. This is $9.79 by $7.37. I had started this on a 22 count hardanger and I absolutely hated the fabric. I could not stand it. I was only like maybe a couple percent in, like maybe 1 or 2% in. I'm going to restart it on a 28 count Easy Count Lugana. The hell? 28 count Easy Count Lugana 1/1 full cross. And I have an end goal for this of 6,000 stitches, and I have it divided into 6 milestones, with milestone number 1 being 1,000 stitches. Oh shit, I lost count, damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I didn't mark that one. All right, there we go. So end goal of 6,000 stitches, milestone number 1 being 1,000 stitches. Next up is another new start. And this is Beach Getaway. I actually forgot that I had bought this pattern because it was on my computer. And I was going through all of my files on my computer and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about this. So I purchased some 30 count China fabric, like a lot of it. Let me turn it this way so you can see it better. So I've been mapping out like full coverage pieces. I've been kind of gridding out a lot of full coverage pieces on this 30 count fabric. So I'll be doing a 1/1 full cross. Okay, Jesus, what am I doing? Beach Getaway by Charting Creations. Look at that. Isn't that cool? This is in the full coverage category. Oh, Be Still is also in the full coverage category. Okay, Beach Getaway, full coverage category. It was an image licensed with Shutterstock. I have this, so it's a new start, and I have an end goal of 8%. And the first milestone will be to get it to 1%. Which I want to say, hang on. Why are you doing that? Stop. 159. So it's 159,250 stitches. So the first milestone will be just under 1,600 stitches to get it to 1%. I'll probably just do an even 1,600 because it's 1,592. So milestone 1 will be to get it to 1%. End goal of 8%. Okay, next up is a whip. And this is from the Disney Dreams collection, Beauty and the Beast. This is from MCG Textiles. And this is my starting point. I'm doing whatever came in the kit. That's my starting point. And I have, this is divided into 4 pages, I believe. My goal is to get the top left page completed. So like this section up here. I'm not sure how far down it goes though. I said top left page. How far down does that go? Where am I at? Let me find it. So I'm at the edge right here. This is the edge of the top left page, and it goes down. I think it goes down to maybe right about here. So basically get all this done. So my end goal is the top left page. Milestone number 1 will be 2,000 stitches. Ideally, I will do the back stitching on this as well, because I feel like this is going to be one of those projects where if I don't do it as I go, I ain't going to get it done. Luckily, this page, there's not a lot of back stitching on it. Okay. Oops. And this is in the category of 3 categories. Full coverage, large kits, and fancy like. Okay. Next up is another whip, and this is from cutebroidery.com. She has a lot of really cute stuff on her website. You really should check her out. I need to get a cover photo and actually print the cover photo. Bee Gnome. I'm doing this on a roll of Charles Craft 14 count Aida in the color Dog Pea. Looks like a dog pissed all over it. That's my starting point. I have this slated to be a finish. My first milestone will be to finish the cross stitching of the hat and then back stitch it. Not too bad, I don't think. I think that back stitching will be a lot easier than I think it will be. So it's just hexagons, right? Is it hexagon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, hexagon. Right? 6 sides is a hexagon, isn't it? Pretty sure it is. Okay. Hang on, y'all. I'm trying to not get too crazy with stuff being everywhere, so you're gonna have to bear with me and get used to it, because I'll be digging through these damn bins every 2 weeks. Okay, next up is a new start. I have a piece I'm skipping because it's in my to be worked on pile. But next up is a new start, and this is from Shannon Christine Designs, and this is called Belle. Ha 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 ha. To Alara. She knows why. I'm going to be doing this on a fabric from Live and Die LA. It's a 28 count Lugana in the color Winter Skies. it's not showing up as blue as it should. It's kind of bluish, not really that whitish. It literally looks like a winter sky. So I'll be doing it on that. And she is in the category of fancy like. I guess I don't really need to keep the fabric in the bag, do I? I can put that there. And my first goal, I keep saying goal. My end goal will be 3,000 stitches, and milestone number 1 will be 500. I will likely start this in the middle because of it's like not, you know, because it's like got so much space here and here. So I'll probably just start this in the middle. My first milestone will be 500 stitches. Gracie Lou, what you doing, gals? Thank you. Okay, next up is Best Friends Quotes. And I just showed this on my last floss tube. This is a pattern that's no longer available from Stitch Area on Etsy. And it's just stuff from the TV show Friends. This was a year-long project, like year-long goal for me this past year. I had a goal to get 12,000 stitches put in on it, and I actually completed it. So I'm gonna be super excited to post the beginning of the year photo because of how much I got done. This is where I'm at with it so far. It's not done. It looks very close to being done. This will be a finish next year. So this will be a finish next year. And I was kind of estimating, I'm gonna have to play it by ear regarding stitch counts. Right now, I have 8 milestones with a goal to finish. So if I need to, I'll add more. But milestone number 1 is gonna be 1,000 stitches. And I think what I may end up doing actually is I may start doing kind of a focus on a finish thing where I just keep a piece out that I really want to get done and work on it until it's finished. This is probably going to be one of those pieces. Let me just scribble that down for later. And then as I finish, like as I get close to finishing it, I may pick like another one that I'm like, okay, this is really close to being done. Let me just keep it out and I'm going to work on it till it's done. Okay, next up is a new start. And this is called, it's a kit from Bucilla. And oh, the Friends piece is in the Etsy category. I know for sure. Best Friends Quotes. Yeah, it's in the Etsy category, but like I said, if I do what I think I'm going to do with it, it won't matter because it's going to stay out until it's done. Hi, Gracie. She's sitting next to me. She wants attention. Okay, Birdhouse Gardens. Why is this not... Oh, never mind. Best of Christmas. This is a kit from Bucilla. A really old one. Look, isn't it cute? This is in in 2 categories. It's in large kits and it's in Christmas. I have an end goal of 4,000 stitches. Milestone number 1, it's divided into 8 milestones. Milestone number 1 will be 500 stitches. And I believe I'm going to start this in the middle, because this is probably going to have like a 1-inch margin like most kits do. So I'm gonna play it safe. I will start in the middle and do 500 stitches on it. You want attention? All right, go on. Next up is Birdhouse Gardens, and this is from Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Ciro Marchetti. Let me find it on here. I got cat hair all over my face. Here we go. This is 600 by 420, has 90 colors. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is in the full coverage category. I'm doing this on a 28 count easy count Aida. This is my starting point. I started in the upper left hand corner. I am currently, I should probably look at this before I start showing it so I can see if it's a percentage or just a stitch amount. I am currently at 2%. I want to get it to 5%, and I have it divided into 7 milestones, with the first milestone being 1,500 stitches. End goal of 5%. Okay, next up is a new start. And this is from Little Dove Designs. This is called Black Cats and Pumpkins. It says, let me read it to you before I show it. When black cats prowl and pumpkins gleam, may luck be yours on Halloween. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. Okay. I am doing this on a chalkboard black Aida. I double checked, they will fit. My end goal is to do 2 bands. 2 bands. And my first milestone is going to be to complete the words of the middle band right here. I think, let me see. Border, middle band, leaves, border. So my end goal will be to complete this band and this band right here. And I have it divided into 5 milestones, and this is in 2 categories, Sampleresque and Holiday. Okay, next up is another new start. This is from Cooler Design Studio. And this is called Bless Our Home Sampler by Barbara Batts Hillman. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is in 1 category, Sampleresque. I am just going to be doing this on, oh, this actually, so I got this from, I want to say it came from a subscriber. And this was the fabric that it came with. Like it was kind of like tucked in there. So I'll be doing a 14 count white opalescent Aida. My goal will be to get this middle house done. My first milestone will be to cross stitch the first floor of this house. And when I say middle house done, I mean the section that it's in from what I'm seeing here. This whole section. So my first milestone will be to cross stitch the first floor of the house. Next up is a whip. This is a small kit from Bucilla called Bless This Nest. I don't know why I still have like the plastic on this and the cardboard and the thing. Let me just get rid of that. Bless This Nest. And this is my starting point. I have an end goal, or like my big goal will be to finish the bottom half of this piece, the bottom half here. My first milestone will be to cross stitch the actual nest. Do the cross stitching of the nest, not the stuff inside, just the nest itself. This is in 2 categories. It's kind of funny to say this, but one category is small kits. The other category it's in is full coverage, because it is technically a full coverage piece, because every bit of it is stitched. So yes, technically it's a full coverage. All right, so end goal to get the bottom half done. First milestone will be to finish the cross stitch the nest. Getting the air out of the bag. All right, next up. I can't really show you the pattern, even though I kind of just did when I held the bag up, but it's called Blessed. I don't know who made the pattern. I picked it up. It's from 1987. Oh, June Grigg Designs Incorporated. I picked it up off the freebie table at Stitching in the Springs. And it's just super, super tiny. It says, "Blessed are those who leave my things alone." I'm going to make this for my coworker. This will probably be the next piece that once I actually draw it, I will keep as a just focus on a finish. I'm going to do this on a tiny little piece of linen in the color Calypso, according to the sticker. And my goal is to finish it. I didn't mark that, did I? Start and then a finish. The first milestone will be 500 stitches. I'm not even really sure if it's going to take 500, like, there's no cover photo, so you'll see it once it's started. But I'm not really sure how many stitches it is, because I wasn't about to count each individual line, because it's a lot of words. So we'll just see how that goes. But the first milestone is 500 stitches. All right, next up is actually two pieces in one. It's a kit from Bucilla. So this is actually technically two new starts. Oh, and Blessed is in the category of other. Okay, the two new starts I'm going to show you now are in the category of small kits, and one is they're bookmarks. One is a stack of teacups. The other one has some books with a teacup, and it says drink tea and read. Drink tea, not drink, comma tea. Drink tea and read books. So these are both in the category of small kits, and they're both slated to be finishes next year. And for the, I'm just using whatever comes in the kit. For the stack of cups, the first milestone will be the center cup and the one above it, and backstitch them both. And then for the books with the teacup, my first milestone will be to do the steam, the cup, and then backstitch the cup. That's like, I think this is the middle of it right here. So I'm going to do the teacup, backstitch it, and do the steam. Okay, next up is another new start. This was the Sal from Steady Thread Blackwork. I can show you I don't think I have the Botanical Blackwork Sal from 2022 from the Steady Thread. And I don't have the finished piece to show, but this is going to be the layout that I'm using right here. I'm just going to be doing it on a white Aida. And I have it slated to be a finish. What's wrong with me? Milestone number 1 is going to be block number 1, block number 48, and block number 35. is wrong with me? I haven't picked out my colors yet for that, by the way. I'll figure it out when I pull it. Next up is another new start. This is a Mill Hill Buttons and Beads kit, Cafe Mocha. This is from their autumn series. And my goal is to finish it. First milestone. I have it divided into 8 milestones. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me back up. The Botanical Blackwork Sal is in the category of stitch-alongs, Sal's. Cafe Mocha is in 2 categories. It's in small and fancy-like because it's got a lot of beads and it looks fancy to me. So my goal is to finish it. Milestone number 1 will be 500 stitches. Right now I have 8 milestones on it because I'm not sure how many it's going to take to get it done. So if I need to, I will be adding to it because I have an end goal to finish. Okay, next up is a new start. This is a retired pattern from Pain Free Crafts, so it's no longer available. It is Cake Shop by Steve Crisp. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. I have one of these pieces in this series started already. I'm calling it a series. I don't know if it's a series, but he's got Cake Shop, Wool Shop, The Pharmacy, and Toy Shop, and Sweet Shop. I have Sweet Shop started. But yeah, Cake Shop by Steve Crisp. It'll be a new start. It is in 2 categories. It is in full coverage and seasonal series because I'm considering all these little shops to be a series of patterns. And my first goal will be to get it to 0.5%. No, that's million. I don't want that. Which will be about 1,350 stitches. My end goal, I have 8 milestones set on this. I keep saying goal. I have 8 milestones set on this with an end goal of 4%. And I'm doing it on that 30 count China fabric that I got. Okay. Ah! Yeah, we are definitely going to do 1 bin per part of the whipped grapes. I'm at 1 hour and 47 minutes already. And we're not done yet with this bin. Okay. Next up. So this is actually 12 new starts. Hold on. 12 new starts because it's a series and I am doing them all on separate pieces of fabric because they are going to be ending, it's the Calendar Girls series from Little House Needleworks. So there's January, February, March. Suki the Brown-Eyed Stitcher did all of these. April, that's actually who I got the patterns from. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. I am doing them all on the same fabric. Pray for me that I cut it correctly because I went ahead and cut it. But it's all going to be on a 32 count Legacy Lugana from Picture This Plus. that's the fabric. I have it folded up, so don't worry. The only thing I have to remember, Alaire, I was talking to you about this. Am I doing it over 1 or over 2? I think I'm doing it over 2. So I have it divided up, and did I seriously? All 12 of them are going to be finishes. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All 12 of them I have slated to be finishes. And all 12 of them have have 5 milestones, I believe, with the first milestone being 500 stitches. These are in the category of seasonal / series. Next up is a little kit that my mom picked up for me, and this is called Cat Family. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. This will be a new start, and it is in the category of small kits, and I have it set to be a finish. Oh my God. Y'all, this is only the first bin. This is crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to use whatever came in the kit, and my first milestone, I have it divided into seven milestones. The first milestone will be to cross stitch the middle 2 heads right here. Just the heads. Next up is a whip. And this is a really, really old piece that I have from Designs for the Needle. It's probably one of my oldest whips. It's called Muppet on Indian Carpet, but I'm calling it Cat on Indian Carpet. This is in the category large kits, and I have an end goal of 5,000 stitches on it, with the first milestone being 1,000 stitches. I'm just using whatever came in the kit, and this is my starting point. There we go. That's my starting point. Hang on. I'm trying to get this back in the bag. Okay, next up is another new start. This is from Designs for the Needle, and this is called Celebrating Christmas. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm skipping Catch and Graze because it's my to be worked on pile. This is in 2 categories. This is in large kits and Christmas. I have an end goal of 3,000 stitches. The first milestone will be 500, and I will start this in the middle. And I will likely try to backstitch as I go because it looks like it's a lot of white on white. Why the hell did they do that? Next up is a whip. This is from Charting Creations. It's called Checking the List. Artwork is by Marcelo Corti. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. I have this in 3 categories. I have it in full coverage, I have it in Christmas, and then I also have it in seasonal series because I went ahead and got the other 2 that look just like this, where it's like grayscale background and then Santa is like with whatever he's holding is in color. This is 280 by 419. And I am currently at 3%. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a, I think it's a 28 count easy count Lugana. That is my starting point. And I have an end goal to get to 15%. My first milestone will be 1,500 stitches. Can I help you? I'm busy. Gracie is over here again in my lap. Can you please, like, again. All right, next up is a new start. Okay, this is a kit from Dimensions. I have to get the cover photo out. This is Cherry Blossom Creek. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is in one category of large kits. I have an end goal of 6,000 stitches on it. My first milestone will be to do 1,000 stitches. And if I, depending on my mood, when I start it, I may or may not, do a left-hand corner start, or I might start, I don't really like starting in the middle if I can help it. It's technically, looks like it would be a full coverage, but I just looked at the pattern, it's not, so. All right, just fold this because it's like, there we go. It's hard to close. All right. Next up is another new start. This one is from Praiseworthy Stitches, and this is Chilly Willy Stacker. This one's going to be a bit of a bear for me. I'm using the called for fabric. This is all from Mystic Fabrics in the colors Chinchilla, Smog, and Brain Fog. So basically you cross stitch each part. It tells you how to do it. You cross stitch each part on the 3 different fabrics, and then you have to like cut and all that jazz, and then sew everything together, stuff it, and then it gives you this dowel that you shove up the snowman's ass to get it to stand up straight. It might even tell you how to make the hat. Anyway, but it tells you how to stitch it so that, how to cross stitch it and position it so you don't mess it up. But I have it slated to be a finish. Not necessarily a fully finished, but at least everything's stitched up. My first milestone is going to be to get the head completed. That's going to be fun. Okay, next up is another new start. I told y'all that I went crazy with the new starts. This is called Chocolate Understands from the Stitching Bear, and it says, chocolate doesn't ask silly questions, chocolate understands. You see by the size of this pattern, of this piece, what did I say? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna finish it. I'm doing this on I'm doing something a little different. I'm gonna do it on a purple fabric. Lavender Lugana, 32 count Lavender Lugana by Zweigart. My first milestone will be to do the Silly Questions line. And the left motif, yeah. I'm gonna count over and do this little cake right here. Okay. I'm supposed to have beads, so that might delay my finishing. I need beads. I just noticed that. But I'll keep trucking along, and then I'll just kind of set it aside until I get the beads. Next up, is a whip. This is from Design Works. This is Christmas ABC. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. Oh, sorry. Chilly Willy Stacker, I have in the Christmas category. Chocolate Understands is in the other category. Christmas ABC is in two categories. It's in large kits and Christmas. This is my starting point for the year with it. I have the ornaments block done, except for the beads. I have this as with an end goal of 5 letters. I'm holding off on the beading on this piece until either until the end or until I get more done. I'm kind of debating on it. But I want to get 5 letters completed on this piece. And my first milestone will be the letter P, which is for poinsettia. Right there. Next up. Okay, next up is a Christmas calendar. This is a new start. Christmas calendar from Tiny Modernist. No. PDF. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm going to be doing this on a I don't know what color it is, but it fits and it works. It's an 18 count Aida. This kind of blue color here. It's bluer in person than what it's showing on here. I said I'm going to finish it. My first milestone will be to do blocks 8, 7, and 12. So the one here in the middle, the wreath, block number 7, and then block number 12 will be milestone number 1. And this is in the category of Christmas. Okay. These up. Okay, this is the last last chunk of projects I'm pulling out of this bin. All right, next up is a new start. This is from Stitchrovia. It's called Christmas Holidays, and it says, it says, I just want to bake and watch Christmas movies. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. I was estimating the amount of stitches on it. I am calling it for a finish for next year. But I have it right now divided into 12 milestones. First milestone to be 1,000 stitches. I do have this in Pattern Keeper, but the lines for the Christmas lights, like the string, is not showing up because it's a back stitch, but there's, so all the back stitching for the Christmas lights is not showing up. I don't know why I put so many milestones on it, because there's only 2,430 cross stitchings. So I'm probably going to finish this well before the milestones are set. And I'm just going to be doing this on like a 28 count white Monaco over 2. Okay, next up. It's another new start. And this one is Christmas Movie Stitch from Small Town Needleworks. It says, "This is my Christmas movie watching stitch." And I will be doing this on an 18 count white Aida. And I have it set to be a finish. My first milestone, I have 4 milestones set for it. My first milestone will be the phrase Christmas movie. Lights, candy cane, presents. Okay, yeah. Christmas movie will be the first milestone. And Christmas holidays is in 2 categories. It's in Etsy and Christmas. Christmas movie stitch is in the category of Christmas. Next up is a whip. So you guys thought I had a lot of whips. A lot of new starts. This one is, okay. So this one is, I'm calling it Christmas Reindeer. And thanks to a fellow floss tuber, I Stitch Birds, I now know that the designer is MP Studia. And Charting Creations has this as a kit. If you go to chartingcreations.com and type in HB 680 for the cross stitch kit, this will pop up. So if you really want this, go to Charting Creations, HB-680, and this should pop up. And it's by MP Studio. Thank you. I'm going to mispronounce your name. Laura. She has an accent when she says her name, so it's like I can never catch it. Okay, Christmas Reindeer. This is in 2 categories, large kits and Christmas. This is, hang on, let me make sure I'm showing it the right way. This is my starting point for it. That's my starting point, right? Yeah, that's my starting point. I have a goal of 6,000 stitches, 6 milestones. Milestone number 1 is 1,000 stitches. Okay. Next up is from Primrose Cottage Stitches. This is a whip. This is Christmas Rules. Artworks by Lindsay Waite. And I'm just doing this on a gray 14 count Aida. I don't know the color, exact color, but this is exactly what I was going for. And this is my starting point. This is in the category of Christmas and seasonal series because I have Autumn Rules, which I showed a little bit ago. This one, Christmas Rules, and then I also have Hive Rules. So, I have 4 milestones set on this with a goal to finish it. Milestone number 1, you see my starting point, stocking and build a snowman. Milestone number 1 will be to finish the stocking portion and then do the drink hot chocolate section. So finish this one and do this one will be milestone number 1. Okay, next up is another whip. This one is Christmas Shops by the Cross Stitch Studio. Hang on, I gotta find it. Here it is. Okay, Christmas Shops by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Betsy Brown. This is 900 by 700. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I am currently at 0.5%. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. That is my starting point. And I have an end goal of 6,000 stitches on this with 6 milestones. Milestone number 1 is 1,000 stitches. And this is in 2 categories. This is in full coverage and it's in Christmas. Okay, next up. Is a new start. And this is Christmas with Friends by Keslin's. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm going to be doing this on a 28 count Glacier Lugana. Again, more blue than what the camera is showing. And I have it slated for a finish. My finish may be delayed because there is some Petite Treasure braid that I do not have yet. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But my first milestone, I have 5 milestones for it. My first milestone will be to do the S and the T. Like all the bits that go with it. The S and the T right there will be milestone number 1. Okay, next up. Is a new start. This is Ink Circles, Clouds Over, I don't know how to say it. Clouds Over Verland. It's my first Ink Circles. Well, actually, I think I have a couple Ink Circles, but this is the first one I'm showing. And that's what it's going to look like when it's done. I am not doing it in the silks. I can't afford that. That's too much money. But I'm going to be doing this on a 28 count Lugana in the color Doubloon. The fabric is much bigger. I'm just showing you this part. Because I'm going to do it over 2, I believe. Yeah. And because it's so big, I have a, this will be in, Christmas with Friends is in the category of Christmas. Clouds Over Verland is in the category Sampler-esque. I have an end goal of 3,000 stitches, 6 categories. Category number 1 will be 500 stitches. And I think I will probably start in the middle. Not entirely sure. We will figure that out when I pull it. Okay, next up is another new start. This is Coffee Addict by Alessandra Adelaide Needleworks. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. Coffee menu, ABC for Addict. And then it's got espresso, latte, macchiato, caramel macchiato, flat white, cappuccino, doppio, corretto, americano, and cafe latte. Guess what I said I was going to do? I'm going to do this on a chalkboard black, so it looks like a chalkboard. I said I'm going to finish it. Shocker, huh? Okay, finish. Okay, so I said I was going to finish it. I have it divided into 5 milestones. Milestone number 1 will be the latte macchiato and the caramel macchiato. These 2 right here. completely finish those 2 cups. Because the middle apparently is in the latte macchiato. You wouldn't think that, but it is. I already looked. Okay, next up. Oh my God, just when you think you're done. Okay. Next up is another new start. This is Coffee Addiction by Stitching Jewels. How perfect is that for me, huh? I'll be drinking it when I'm dead. And I'm going to be doing this on a piece of Fabric of the Month from Mystic Fabrics that I have. And it's 20 count Aida, and it's in the color Compatible. And this was in October of this year. This is just half the fabric. So I'll have to double check my starting point because it will not take up the entire piece of fabric. But I needed this size for one of the measurements. And my goal will be to get it to 40%. I have it divided into 8 milestones, with the first milestone being 5%, because this is only 29,073 stitches. Whoops, 29,000, what did I say? 713 times 5%. So the first milestone is only going to be like just under 50. I'll probably just make it 1,500 stitches. And this is in the category, Gracie, go away. Oh, coffee. All right, hold on. Coffee Addict is in other. Coffee Addiction, this one here, is in the category of Etsy. Okay, next up is, I'm skipping Coffee Break by Design Works because that's in my to be stitched pile for this coming rest of this year. Next up is Coffee Break from Soda Stitch. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I'm going to be doing this on an 18 count Vintage Country Mocha. And I have a goal of 4,000, oh, new start. I have a goal of 4,000 stitches on it with 8 milestones, and the first milestone being 500 stitches. And this is, did I already say this? This is in the Etsy category. I'm sorry, I don't think I showed that for very long at all. There. Last one for this bin. Another coffee piece. This is a little kit that I picked up from 123 Stitch, and this is called Coffee Friend. It says, coffee is my best friend. This is in the small kits category. I'm just going to use whatever came in the kit. It's a new start. I also have it set to be a finish. I have 8 milestones set for it right now. Milestone number 1 will be 500 stitches. If I need to add milestones to get it to finish, then I will. So, that's the end of bin number 1. We have in bin number 1, 50 new starts, and out of all the pieces that I showed, 46 pieces I slated for a finish. I'm nuts. So, there's part 1. I hope you enjoyed everything I had to show you. Again, if you saw a piece that you really liked, and either I forgot to say where to get it, or you went to where I said and you can't find it, let me know in the comment section, and I will see if I can get a link to that specific, like if it's a pattern or a kit or whatever, I'll see if I can find it where I got it, and then I will link it to you in a comment, like a reply to your comment. I still have more to show. That's not everything, of course. I still have more to show, but you know, we're at almost 2.5 hours. So let's wrap this up and stay tuned for part 2. Take care, happy stitching, enjoy the parade, and I will see you in the next part. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.